Hello, friends. Welcome to English 1314. This is a simple and true story about my English learning journey. My name in this story is Jake. I am 26 years old and I come from Brazil. 5 months ago, I could not say a full sentence in English without stopping and thinking too much. I felt slow. I felt lost. I wanted to work for an international company as a software engineer. I loved code. I wrote code day and night. I believed skill was enough. I believed hard work in my field would open every door. Then one day I got a big email. The message said, "Congratulations, you have an interview." I was very excited. I looked at apartments in a new city. I dreamed about a good salary. I imagined a new life. The interview day came. I opened a video call. 3 people were there. They were native speakers. They spoke fast. It was like a movie on fast forward. They asked, "Can you tell us about yourself and your work?" I knew the answer in my mind, but my mouth did not move well. I said, yes, software, many projects, good. I am very good." The air became heavy. There was a long, cold silence. They asked another question. I could not answer. At the end, one person smiled and said, "Thank you for your time." I knew the meaning. I failed. I did not fail because I was bad at code. I failed because I could not speak English. That day, I understood the real power of English. English is not only words. English is a key. It opens doors to people and ideas and work. I did not have the key yet. I felt shame. I felt small. I told myself many lies before. I said, "I do not need English. I will just be the best engineer." Now I saw the truth. Without English, I was invisible. That night I made a promise to myself. I will learn English. I will learn fast. I will not waste money or time. I will build a plan that works in real life. A year before, I tried an online course. The teacher gave long word lists and many grammar rules. I studied for 3 months. I could pass tests, but I still could not speak. My mouth was afraid, so I did not pay for more classes. I built my own system. I called it my 5-month method. Now I will tell you the method step by step in clear and simple language. Part 1 is the first 15 days.
In this part, I did not learn new words. That may sound strange. It was the most important choice. I already knew many words, but I could not use them quickly. So I trained my tongue and my brain to use the words I already had. I made a survival sentence list. I asked, "What do I need to say every day?" I wrote 50 short sentences. Examples: "Hi, how are you? Can you repeat that? I don't understand. I am learning English. I need a coffee, please. Where is the bus stop? What time is the meeting? Can you help me?" Every morning, I read the 50 sentences out loud 10 times. I moved my lips. I used my voice. At first, my mouth felt tired. After 5 days, the sentences were easy and smooth. They became automatic. I also started to speak to myself in English when I was alone. This was my private classroom. In the shower, I said, I am taking a shower. The water is hot. I feel relaxed. In the kitchen, I said, I am making eggs. I like eggs. They are easy to cook. On the street, I said, I am walking. I see a red car. The sky is blue. In the beginning, I felt silly, but I learned a secret. No one could hear me. No one could judge me. My brain began to think in English. I also practiced 5 sentences a day with a twist. I chose short lines from movies or real talks. I did not only read them, I copied them. I matched the speed, the music, and the feeling of the speaker. I repeated each line 10 times. This small daily habit changed my sound. By the end of the first 15 days, I stopped translating in my head. I could say basic things without pain. I felt stronger. That was the start. Part 2 began after day 15. Now, I wanted real practice. I wanted to answer fast. I wanted to build longer sentences. I wanted to understand native speech without fear. I made a new plan. I used a simple tool. I called it the question-answer method. Here is how it works. I ask myself a small question. I answer at once. Then I ask again and add one detail. I repeat many times. The goal is speed and flow. For example, the question is, what did you do today? First answer, I worked. Second answer, I worked on my project. Third answer, I worked on my project for 3 hours. Then, I worked on my project for 3 hours. Then, I took a break.
Fifth answer, I worked on my project for 3 hours. Then I took a break and had some coffee. Each round I pushed a little more. I trained my brain to build ideas in English without delay. Another question was, what did you eat for breakfast? First I said, I ate eggs. Then I said, I ate eggs and toast. Then, I ate eggs, toast, and a banana because I was hungry. Then, I ate eggs, toast, and a banana because I was very hungry and I like a big breakfast. I did this for 30 minutes every day. My speed grew. My sentences became longer. My mind stopped running to Portuguese. It stayed in English. I also used the echo technique to make my pronunciation more natural. I listened to a short audio. I paused after each sentence. I spoke the same sentence with the same speed and feeling. I listened to a movie line. I don't know what you're talking about. I paused. I echoed it 10 times. I listened to a podcast line. It was a beautiful day, so I decided to go for a walk. I echoed it too. Day by day, my voice changed. Friends began to say, "Your English sounds natural." That made me smile. Next, I needed a smart way to learn new words. I used the story method. Each day, I took 5 new words. I made a tiny story with all 5 words. I read the story out loud 10 times. Then I used the new words in a real talk, a message, or a diary. Here is an example with the words excited, invitation, party, arrive, surprise. My story was, I am excited. because I get an invitation to a big party. When I arrive, I get a surprise. It is my birthday party. This method was fun and easy. After 3 months, I knew over 1,000 new words, and I did not memorize boring lists. I also trained my mind to think in English. I described what I saw in simple words. I said in my head, "The sky is blue. The weather is hot. People are walking. That man wears a red shirt." I asked myself small questions like, "What am I doing now?" I answered, "I am sitting in a chair. I am drinking coffee. I am writing notes." Every night, I wrote a short journal in English. At first, the sentences were short and simple. After 1 month, the writing felt more natural. An extra important rule helped me. I spoke English at least 2 hours every day, no excuses. If I had no partner, I spoke to myself. If I had no time, I spoke while cooking, cleaning, or walking.
If I felt lazy, I said, "English is my future. I cannot quit." Part 3 was my final breakthrough. I kept listening and speaking, but I also looked at the shape of sentences. I wanted to sound clear and natural, not perfect like a grammar book, but correct like a real person. I noticed one sentence. "I have been learning English for 5 months." In school, I learned, "I am learning English for 5 months." I asked, why do people choose one form and not the other? I read and listened more. I saw patterns in real life. I wrote the patterns in a small notebook. I tried them in my talks and in my journal. Prepositions were hard for me. We say on the bus, but in the car. We say at night, but in the morning. I collected examples and fixed them with use. When I had a doubt, I looked for more real sentences and listened to what people say. I also began to shadow videos. I wore headphones, I spoke at the same time as the speaker, and tried to match the rhythm. I did this for 20 minutes a day. My pronunciation jumped forward. It was like training for music. Movies helped too. I watched with English subtitles, but I did not watch passively. I paused after each line and repeated the line. I focused on sound and stress. Slowly, my English began to flow like a song. I started to feel brave. I understood a big truth. English is not only grammar, it is also confidence. Many learners know words but feel fear. I decided to stop being afraid of mistakes. I spoke to people at work. I spoke to people in a store. I spoke to friends. Most people were kind. They did not laugh. They listened. They helped. This gave me more courage. Still, I had one big fear: talking with native speakers in a group. To prepare, I made a list of 10 common topics. How was your day? What do you do for work? What food do you like? I practiced short answers until they were smooth. Then I joined an online group to practice. At first, I felt nervous. Then I saw the truth. Everyone was learning. Everyone made mistakes. We helped each other. We became friends from many countries. Learning became fun. As weeks passed, my confidence grew. I was not the same person who failed in the first interview.
I had changed step by step. I had a new habit, a new voice, and a new mind.
One day, I looked in the mirror and spoke for a few minutes without stopping. I did not translate in my head. The words came like water from a clear spring. I felt proud, but I knew it was not magic. It was the result of daily work. I decided to test myself with a deep talk in English. I joined a meeting online. People from many countries spoke about big ideas. I felt a little fear, but I said, I have trained for this. I started to talk. My words were clear. I understood other people. They asked me questions. I answered with ease. That night, I knew I was fluent enough for my dream. 5 months after I started, I applied for the job again. This time, I walked into the interview with calm and power. I was not the Jake who felt small. I was ready. I listened carefully. I answered each question. I did not try to use fancy words. I used simple, strong sentences. I told real stories from my work. The interviewers smiled. They looked happy. A few days later, I got a call. The voice said, "Jake, congratulations! You got the job!" I closed my eyes. I breathed slowly. My salary was $5,000 a month. It was more than I dreamed. I called my parents. My mother cried with joy. My father, a quiet man, said, "We always knew you could do it." With my first salary, I bought a watch for my father. He always wanted one, but did not buy it. I bought a small gold necklace for my mother. She gave so much to our family. Now it was my turn to give back. When I gave the gifts, they tried to say no. I said, "Please accept these gifts. They are my way to say thank you." At that moment, I understood that all the hard days were worth it. Every long night, every mistake, every time I wanted to stop. Now, I want to share 7 simple lessons from my journey in A2 English so you can use them today. Lesson 1. Mindset is everything. If you believe you cannot learn, you will not try. If you believe you can learn, you will take action. Use kind words with yourself. Say, "I am improving every day." Say, "English is a skill. I can train it." Lesson 2. Surround yourself with English. Change your phone to English. Watch videos in English. Listen to English songs and podcasts. Follow English pages. Put small English notes on things in your room. Say the names of objects when you see them. Lesson 3. Speak without fear. Mistakes are a teacher. They are not a judge. Native speakers do not expect perfect English. They like clear ideas and friendly talk. Open your mouth every day. Speak in the mirror. Speak to a friend. Speak to your pet plant. Lesson 4. Listen actively and shadow. Do not only listen, repeat after the speaker. Copy the rhythm and the stress. This will train your mouth. This will train your ear. It will also train your brain to think in English. Lesson 5. Build vocabulary with context. Learn phrases, not only single words. Say, I feel happy today. This cake makes me happy. I am not happy with this result. When you learn a new word, make a tiny story. Use the word 3 times in that story. Lesson 6. Learn grammar by use. You do not need to read a big grammar book every day. Speak and write. When you see a mistake, fix one small thing and move on. Collect model sentences that feel natural. Use them in new talks. Make grammar your helper, not your boss. Lesson 7. Be consistent, not perfect. Do a little every day. It can be 10 minutes of speaking, or 1 short paragraph, or a podcast while you walk. Small daily steps beat 1 long session once a week. Your brain loves regular light. Give it light each day. To make these lessons real, here is a simple daily plan you can follow for the next 30 days. Morning. Read your survival sentences aloud for 10 minutes. Add 2 new useful sentences every 3 days. Afternoon. Do the question-answer method for 15 minutes. Start with, what did I do today? Or, what will I do tonight? Evening. Shadow a short video for 10 minutes. Then write 5 sentences in a journal about your day. While you do other tasks, speak softly to yourself in English. Describe what you are doing. On weekends, join an online group and talk for 30 minutes. If you are shy, keep your camera off at first. It is okay. If you miss a day, do not quit. Begin again the next day. Put a small mark on a calendar each day you practice. Watch the chain grow. Now, let me tell you more small stories from my 5 months, because stories help memory. Story 1. The coffee shop practice. I went to a small cafe near my home. The first time, I only said, 1 coffee, please. The second time, I said, 1 coffee, please. No sugar. Thank you. The third time, I said, Hi, how are you today? Can I have 1 coffee with milk, please? The barista smiled and asked, Do you want it hot or iced? I felt fear for 1 second, but then I answered, Hot, please. We both smiled. It was simple, and it was progress. Story 2. The bus stop lesson. I waited for a bus. A tourist was reading a map. She asked me, Is this the way to the museum? I wanted to help. I said, Yes, take bus number 12. It stops near the White Bridge. Then walk for 5 minutes. The tourist said, Thank you for your clear English. That small moment gave me power for the whole day. Story 3. The code review in English. A teammate from another country sent me a message. He asked about a bug. I wrote back in English, I see the issue in the login function. The token is not updated. I will fix it now. He replied, Great,
Thanks. It was short, but it was real work in English, and it felt good. Story 4. The Mirror Speech. I stood in front of the mirror and talked for 3 minutes about my favorite food. I looked at my face. I watched my mouth move. I kept a slow and steady pace. I felt calm. These small stories show a truth. Small wins build big change. Now I will share a friendly checklist you can carry in your mind. 1. Did I speak today? 2. Did I listen and echo today? 3. Did I write at least 3 sentences today? 4. Did I learn or use 5 words in context today? 5. Did I smile at my own progress today? If you can say yes to 3 of these 5, you are moving forward. Remember also to rest. Your brain grows when you sleep. Drink water. Breathe fresh air. Learning is not a fight. It is a long walk with many small steps. Sometimes the road is flat. Sometimes there is a hill. When there is a hill, you slow down, but you keep going. One day, you look back and say, "Wow, I climbed that hill." Let us return to the interview story for the end. On the morning of my second interview, I opened my notebook. I read my survival sentences. I read my project stories. I took a deep breath. I smiled. I wrote 1 line on a small card. Be clear. Be kind. Be calm. I put the card in my pocket. During the interview, I remembered to listen first. I repeated the question in my own words to be sure. I gave 1 example for each answer. I used words like first, next, and finally to guide my story. When I did not understand, I said, "Could you please repeat that more slowly?" It was not a problem. At the end, they asked, "Do you have any questions?" I asked 1 simple question about the team's culture. This showed interest and respect. The interview ended with a smile. Later, when I got the job call, I walked outside and looked at the sky. I felt free. I was still the same person, but I had a new door and a new key. I was grateful. I thought of every person who feels small because of English. I wanted to help them. So I decided to tell this story here on English 1314 in simple language that everyone can use. Now it is your turn. Imagine yourself 6 months from now. You speak with your boss. You give ideas in meetings. You order food with a friendly voice. You make new friends from other countries. You feel proud when you read a book page in English. You laugh at a joke in a movie without subtitles. This future is not far. It is close. It grows with each small action today. Start with 10 minutes. Then add 5 more. Keep your promises to yourself. Say this line with me. I am a learner. I practice every day. I do not give up. Place this line on your wall. Put it on your phone screen. Let it guide you when you feel tired. Some days you will feel slow. That is fine. Slow is still forward. Some days you will feel strong. Celebrate those days. Share your small wins with a friend. Share them with our community. Here is a gift before we finish. A tiny bank of model sentences you can adapt for your life. Today I worked on blank. I learned how to blank. I had a problem with blank, but I solved it by blank. I feel proud because blank. Tomorrow I will blank at blank o'clock. Could you please explain blank again? Let me think for a moment. From my point of view, blank. What do you think? Use these frames when you speak or write. They will help you build longer ideas. If you want to practice more, record your voice reading this story. Listen and notice your sound. Mark one thing you like and one thing you want to improve. Then read again the next day. That is how we grow. One mark, one step, one day at a time. Finally, remember why you want English. Do you want a new job? Do you want travel? Do you want to help your family? Write your reason on a card. Read it every morning. It will pull you forward when willpower is low. My journey began with failure, but it did not end there. Your journey may begin with fear, but it does not need to end there. Let the key of English open your next door. Let daily practice carry you across the bridge. I believe in you because I learned to believe in myself. Thank you for reading this story from English 1314. We are here to help you keep going with clear steps and kind support. Please subscribe to English 1314 and join us for more simple stories and lessons every week. Here is a simple weekly map you can follow. Monday, warm up with your 50 sentences. Ask and answer 5 questions about your weekend. Shadow one short scene from a show. Tuesday, learn 5 new words in context. Make a tiny story and read it 10 times. Call a friend or speak in a voice message for 5 minutes. Wednesday, watch a short talk in English. Write 10 short notes about what you learned. Read the notes out loud. Thursday, do the question-answer method with the past and the future. Say, yesterday I did, then say, tomorrow I will. Add reasons with because. Friday, choose one small topic you like, such as food, travel, games, or music. Talk for 5 minutes in the mirror. Record your voice. Listen once without judgment. Listen again and smile at one clear line. Saturday, join a group call or visit a language exchange. Ask simple questions. Listen more than you speak. Share one small story from your week. Sunday, rest and review. Read your journal. Underline one strong sentence. Copy it by hand 3 times. Repeat this map for 4 weeks. You will grow in a calm and steady way. If you want extra fuel, make a progress box. Each day, write one success on a small paper and put it in the box. At the end of the month, open the box and read your notes. You will see your steps. When you feel stuck, remember the truth. You are not starting from zero. You are starting from experience. Every lesson you tried before still helps you now. Bring that experience with you. Be patient with your voice. Be patient with your ears. Be patient with your heart. English is a bridge to people, not a wall. You can cross that bridge. Many people from many places have done it. You can do it too. Keep going and keep it simple. Thanks for being here with English 1314. Please subscribe to English 1314 and join us for more simple stories and lessons every week.